In a quiet part of Cape Town, South Africa, there was a scary story about a man named Julian Murray. Julian's story is very dark and began when he was just a child. His parents moved a lot because of their jobs, so he often felt alone and didn't have many friends. This loneliness got worse after he saw his grandfather pass away right in front of him when he was 10. This event made him very interested in death from a young age. As Julian got older, his interest in death grew into something much worse. He started visiting graveyards at night, not just to look, but to touch and even dig up the dead. This horrible habit was just the beginning of much scarier actions. When Julian became a teenager, he moved back to Cape Town and lived alone in an old house left by his parents. This house turned into a very scary place filled with human bones and a terrible smell. When the police finally entered the house, they found something like a horror movie scene, bones everywhere and bags of human blood in the freezer. They also found a place in the house with a Bible and a bullet, suggesting Julian was doing some strange rituals. Julian himself had tattoos that said devil and serial killer, showing how much he identified with these evil acts. The police started to investigate Julian after getting a tip about his strange behavior. They arrested him after finding him surrounded by evidence of his crimes. Julian admitted to many terrible acts, including killing people and eating parts of them. He claimed he was trying to understand death better and fulfill his twisted desires. Julian's trial was widely covered in the news. Experts said that his lonely childhood and the shock of seeing his grandfather die might have led him to become so disturbed. Despite his claims that he was controlled by evil forces, he was found guilty of multiple murders and other crimes. Julian was sentenced to spend the rest of his life in prison. His story is a reminder of how dangerous a person can become. The house where he lived is now empty, standing as a grim reminder of the terror he caused. The community in Cape Town is still trying to recover from the shock of what happened.